what we're going to talk about, first of all, is welcome back to Big Six, fellas. Yeah. And before we get started, look, we need you guys to like and subscribe, okay? I'm going to say it slow. Like and subscribe. And we do appreciate all the likes. So, with that, Brother Bland, what are we going to talk about this week?
It's a great question. There's been so much that's going on in the news today, but I think it might be some time to give a little airplay on the Kyrie Irving situation. I think we ought to give a little airplay about that. You know, we've heard Stephen A. Smith, we heard Shaq, we heard Charles Barkley, we heard all the professionals, but I don't think you've got a view from everyday people. So let's go on and kick it off today with my boy Kyrie.
Yeah, and I think we need to get Mr. Davis's voice in the room because I think he has a little passion about this.
Well, so let me ask a question. So what did Kyrie do?
That's the man. That's what I want to know. What did he do?
What Kyrie did was watch a movie called Hebrews to Negroes. And what he did upon watching it, he posted it on his, I don't know, Instagram, whichever one. I'm not on that, right? He posted it. I'll go and get things started. 10. And he liked it. I don't know how y'all do that. Again, I'm not on all that, right?
Why are you not on there?
Huh?
Why are you not on there?
Try.
Hey, stay focused.
So he liked it, and what ended up taking place is the outcry from the masses of it was an anti-Semitic documentary / movie, and when they said, "Hey, Kyrie, are you anti-Semitic? Do you hate Jews?" You know, that whole narrative,
Right?
And he would never say yes or no. He would say he don't hate Jews, but he would not denounce the movie, right? And they wanted an apology from him again.
Did he write the movie?
For
No.
Apology.
Was the movie published? Was it on Netflix? Where was the movie?
It was on Amazon.
So I think let's bring it back a little bit. So, you know, different narratives provide a different vantage point of what happened, right? So Ronnie gave us the high level of what transpired. But I think in addition to that, what was stated is that Kyrie has a platform that, you know, if he just puts something out there, the thought process is that, you know, if Kyrie said it, or he's supporting of it, you know, that's the notion that if you say it ain't true, it's my turn. So that was the notion when it first came out, is that because of his platform and the number of followers that he has, that if he puts something out there, that's influencing them, that it must be okay.
So he has a responsibility.
That's what they were saying.
This is the same dude that said the world is flat.
That's him.
And didn't want to take the COVID vaccine.
That is him.
Okay.
And that's his choice and his decision.
That is correct.
Okay.
So we're concerned with what Kyrie says.
When you say we,
rhetorical question.
Yeah, okay. I was trying to.
The point is, people are concerned with what Kyrie Irving is saying. I think he's an awesome basketball player. You know what I'm saying? That's about the extent, as much as I care about the situation. I would like the definition of anti-Semitic. What does that mean?
The definition that most people assert is if you disagree with the Jewish point of view, that's considered anti-Semitic.
So is it similar to racism?
It's very similar. Well, I guess I'm anti-Semitic when I disagree with my wife. I'm anti-African American because I disagree with my wife. Because we don't have the same viewpoint does not make one anti anything. It makes them have their own opinion, whether it's right or wrong to the masses.
So I think maybe I feel like I should come at it from this angle. What happened to the Jewish people during the Holocaust was, I mean, flat out horrible. There's no excuse.
That has never been in question.
But let me finish my point. And I think that acknowledging that, right, full stop, it shouldn't have happened, right? But I think to not be able to have a dialogue, to not be able to challenge, views, because things have changed in the world, why can't somebody say, well, what's my thought on this? Or I saw this movie and I'd like to get your input.
You know what? So you're coming from a history angle. From the little research that I've done, it goes, this stems before even the Holocaust, right? They're talking about the origin of who is a true Hebrew. We're talking about African American. We're talking about Africans fleeing to Israel. We're talking about Africans fleeing to the Middle East.
12 tribes.
Culture being stolen and then not being welcomed there. I think that's kind of Kyrie's belief, right? Unfortunately, I don't know enough about my own culture to know what's true or not, and that's sad. That could be the next show, because I feel like we need roots and we don't have those roots, which leads to just being lost out here.
I have 2 questions for you.
What you got?
One, you said you don't know enough about your culture. You feel lost. Is that by accident or is that by design?
It's definitely by design. I have a responsibility to learn that, though.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. You do have a responsibility to know your culture, but when one takes your history from you and hides it from you so that you don't know, truth is freedom. So if you don't know that, then why is it, well, let me go back one quick point. Why is it that they feel Kyrie is so dangerous? He's just one black man who makes a post, who makes a post, not a statement, but a post. And yet you're so fearful of one black man that you cancel him. You cancel him, you cancel his career. If I'm not concerned about you, I'm not canceling you, or if I'm not concerned about your viewpoint or what you might do, you're no threat to me. But it's assumed that he is a threat in some kind of way, because all of a sudden now you want to cancel one man who has a point of view that is different from yours. Why is that?
Well, that's telling you that he has some power that we have. And then number 2 is, I think part of that narrative tied into Kanye as well, and that's kind of coincide. What's your second question? I'm interested.
That was the second question. Why is it that they are afraid of this one man? Because he has a platform. A lot of people have platforms.
It's really interesting, because this is, I know we're talking about Kyrie, but within this discussion we have to talk about Africa and the riches of the country, and how there's relics all over the world in museums that were stolen from that country. But so if we talk about that, is that wrong, or why are we not talking?
We be here all day.
Why are we? I'm gonna take it somewhere else. Why are we spending billions with Nike, who just canceled Kyrie, instead of trying to buy our relics back? You know what I'm saying? I think my mind says that the entire thing is just a delusion to keep us distracted from what we should really be focused on and talking about.
So let me go back. I think that's so powerful that you said that, Johnny. So if I'm totally transparent, and really I took the view that the media put out there. So when the story broke, I was like, man, I'd be doggone. Here Kyrie go again. You know what I mean? Why can't he just play basketball? Shut up and dribble.
Right.
Was the thing that came out, because it was on top of his own choice not to take the shot, to be able to play in the NBA. The world is flat. So, the sound bites that we're hearing about him and things that are different than what my view would have been, I'm thinking he's tripping. But once I started to dig into it, I'm thinking like, you know what? He had a definite point that I just posted it. If you so worried about the anti-Semitic point of it, why ain't you going to talk to Jeff Bezos, who is on his platform as a #1 seller? But you want to come at me because I didn't say I like it. I didn't say I support it.
All he did was post a link.
And you want me to say I'm sorry for something that I posted. So I had got caught up into it, personally thinking, until I did some research, read a little more, which we traditionally don't do as a race of people, unfortunately.
You said soundbite.
Like,
Beautiful.
No.
Soundbite.
You played the
I played the ace.
Now I'm thinking about Iverson. This is the first practice. We talking about that was totally taken out of context,
Right.
like totally taken out of context. But the media didn't come back and say, "Oh, you know what? We made a mistake."
No.
Because guess what?
What
If
they
I
gonna
own
do
the media, I'm controlling the narrative. I'm
Thank you.
controlling the minds.
now you're talking.
So I think a couple things we need to look at. One is Kyrie has always been a lightning rod for controversy. He's a hell of a player. Don't get me wrong, but you are not expendable.
Right.
And I think he's learned that lesson. And I think when he posted that link for that movie, I think, and I'm gonna go a little further, they utilized that as their weaponry to show him, you's a nigga. You are not who you think you are.
Muhammad Ali.
They used that to put him in check.
Yeah.
Because once they did that and they stood behind the anti-Semitic issues, they already knew the marketing, the advertising, all of his revenues that he gets from endorsements, things of that nature. They knew that was going to dry up. And when that dried up, now you just a boy.
Yeah,
You're
but who is they? You said they.
Okay.
I think it's bigger than just that. If you look at it, and we're getting off track.
Not really.
This is just
No,
my
it's-
theory, right? Nets couldn't do nothing with him.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't want the COVID shot. I ain't taking it. He gave up 12. He gave up 16 million. Was it 16 million?
Something like that.
That didn't even bother him. So the money thing didn't bother him. How do we get to him then? We sit his ass down.
Right.
We emasculate him publicly.
Take his.
That's what they
contract.
did.
Take his shoe contract.
He got emasculated in front of the whole wide world.
Here's my issue with the commissioner. The commissioner came back with this set of unrealistic.
No, not the commissioner.
Hold on.
It wasn't the commissioner.
No, it was.
The commissioner of the NBA came back with a list of demands for Kyrie. In order for
To
him
get
to be
reinstated.
reinstated, he had to do A, B, C, and D. Let me finish right now. I think I know where you're going. You can correct me if I'm wrong. But he did have a list of demands, A, B, C, and D, that he had to do in order to be reinstated. With that, others have even said, it's a pound of flesh. We've got to show you, as you stated, who's in control, that you are still a nigger in our world, and we can still emasculate you, denounce you, and show you who is truly boss.
But so yeah, all right. So hold on. But just, I'm gonna be real honest. You using that word, and I know in the context, bothers me. Right?
What word?
Nigga. Because why isn't that as
Anti-Semitic?
offensive? No, why isn't it as offensive? It is, to me, it's very offensive.
Oh,
I used it to accentuate my point.
Right, that I'm I'm with
I
you.
use it to accentuate the point.
That word floats all day, every day, and it's like so. You and I were at a comedy concert recently. If I counted 1,000 times that word was said,
2,000.
It was 2,000. But I tell you what, ain't nobody gonna get kicked out the league for saying that.
So it wasn't the commissioner. It was the Nets and the owner of the Nets who made a decision to, Though he met with the commissioner. The commissioner said, I have no doubt Kyrie is not anti-Semitic. But it was the decision of the Nets organization, i.e. the owner, to minimum 5 games suspension and these 6 things you got to do.
I thought the league gave him this.
No.
Yeah, I think you're incorrect on who did what. But here's the thing: it's even bigger than that, in my opinion. I believe the powers that be, which are the owners of the media and the network, who came down harshly on the NBA about potential things that could happen if you don't correct this NBA commissioner.
TV contracts.
What's his name? Not David Stern.
Silverman.
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 Adam Silverman. I believe it came down hard on him.
Who is Jewish?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
See, this is not by accident. This is by design. We are showing you that we are still in control of your fate, of your financial well-being,
Oh, he
or
is?
lack thereof.
Kyrie. I mean,
Y'all ain't want to play no
See,
fives.
It's not about Kyrie.
I kept playing the fives.
That's the only
Kyrie is
five I had.
Kind of
I
like
couldn't
the
get no
vessel,
five. I
if you
couldn't get no
will.
hand.
He kept
It
killing
could have
me.
been Johnny. It could have been Dan. It could have been any of us.
Johnny would have been hooping.
Well, I understand that. But guess what? Sometimes, guess what? Someone has to be the forerunner.
Always.
Somebody has to be the forerunner or the drum major for change. All right? We all know where that comes from.
Always.
And sometimes you have to do that and
Muhammad
you have to
Ali,
give up a whole lot.
I can name him. I can name.
You have to give up a whole lot
But you know what?
sometimes.
Here's something. So you said
Kaepernick. Come on, man. What we talking about?
what Greg said. The commissioner is Jewish. Now, why? And somebody and it's a fact, but somebody's going to be offended. But why is it offensive to say that the man is Jewish?
It ain't offensive to say
Well,
you're
but hold on. So when Ye or Yeezy, whatever we're gonna call him this year,
today.
said that in Hollywood there seem to be a lot of Jewish people who are
10 pence.
running Hollywood.
Son.
That was like, you can't say that.
But you know what? Here's the thing.
Why can't you say
It's
it?
funny in the
'Cause
article.
it- obviously-
It's the truth. Okay, why is it that you can't speak the truth anymore without fear of being
So
canceled?
hold on. Let me tell you what they're doing with the truth. We all know that's the truth. Can you prove
What is the truth?
Jews run Hollywood?
That's a fact.
Can't,
Dave Chappelle said.
But here's the thing.
Sure seems like a lot of people in Hollywood.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They've set it up so that through their organizations and companies,
through their networks.
you can't point out that they are running things because they're all behind corporations. They're all behind, black coats and ties. You can't necessarily see it, but it's there.
Then why can't you speak on it?
Because if
now,
you,
there are consequences.
hold on, Greg. Because in this day and age, you got to dot your I, cross your T, and it's got to put a period on the end of it.
There are consequences to one's action. I can speak. The Constitution gives me the right to speak my mind,
Is it on me?
but not without consequences.
Right, right.
I can go in and say, "My boss, you're a dirty SOB." Well, I can do that, but I can't do that without some form of consequence.
Right.
All right, being terminated, sued, whatever it is, there are consequences to your actions. So why is it that there are consequences to our actions, but they're not consequences to others' actions when we know what they've done to us?
That goes back to the book. In the book, the author says, I can't think of his name right now, in the movie, he says there is an underlying flow where white supremacists still reign. It's just in different forms.
There's no doubt.
Now, once again, the article says that was debunked because you can't prove that. However, we all black men in corporate America, even y'all on the cameras and on the ones and twos. You know that to be the truth because we
can't
live
see it,
it,
but you know it's a fact.
You live it.
It's like the air you breathe. You don't see it, but you
know it's
gotta
a
have
fact.
it. You know when it's not there, don't you?
My deal is, and the hustler in me, right, is
So me?
man, I ain't mad at nobody for having what they have, right?
Right.
I'm just saying, I want an opportunity to get mine for me and my family and for future generations. That's all I'm saying. And I don't want to be, ostracized for really just speaking my mind.
Well, you can get yours. You just got to stay in your lane. You got to stay in your.
I got to
place.
behave.
You got to do it the way they want you to do it.
Right.
Because
Once you step out of it, then
What is that called?
That's a problem, man.
You got to do
it
what
is
they
a
want.
problem.
Yeah.
But if we don't own,
Is that not some form of control?
if we don't own our own money, and you're independently wealthy, then you are dependent.
Well, I kind of disagree. There are billionaires that are black that that shit can get taken from you.
Well,
a whole bank can stop rocking with you.
Well, that's true.
A whole bank.
Look at Bill Cosby.
Kanye. What I mean?
Oh man, y'all gonna come on though.
Come on, bro.
Well, here's the thing. It's always when a black man, I don't want to just say black, but I'm black, so it obviously affects me, or it's more on my radar. It's always a black man who is ostracized for speaking change, for speaking truth.
Of course.
But it's also more so when there are economics involved. Bill Cosby, for whatever his dirt is and was, hey man, they checked him because he wanted to buy NBC.
There are
Hello? Kanye, you're getting a little too big, okay? And when you speak truth, it's dangerous to those who have lied. Whoever those people are.
Right.
It's dangerous.
I'm trying to play. I'm trying to play devil's advocate at the moment.
Playing it good, Jack.
Because I'm thinking of Mel Gibson, ostracized. I'm thinking of Andy Dick. I don't know if you guys even remember this guy.
Yeah.
He was He'd been acting. That boy need to be in jail. He's been doing so much foul shit. Research. Do the research. It's wild. So it's not just us, right? But when it's us, we know about it.
But what does that say? It's not just us, but it's always one topic that gets everyone in the crossfire.
Well, there's going to be more than one.
Well,
sex is huge too.
Well, nowadays it is.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be politically correct, and you certainly can't be sexist on the job, you know. But I'm saying it's always one issue that keeps people in the crosshairs, and that's something that has to do with being anti-Semitic. Mm-hmm. That is a fact. That is a fact. It has nothing to do with whether you agree or disagree. It has nothing to do with that. It simply is a matter of, hey, man.
Rob, you mighty quiet. I want to hear an opinion, not a question.
So I want to go back about, it's interesting to stay in your lane. And Tom said, you can make money long as you do it this way.
Truth.
I think that's so factual. You know, as long as we play by the rules that we don't write, Dan, I love you, boy. I know you was always going to take care of your boy. Get me up on out of here. Give me what you got in your hand. I'll take a 5-piece. But as long as you play by the rules.
Right.
And so, you know, for me, I think Ronnie put it out there that it was a way to bring Kyrie down to put you back in your place. Mm-hmm. That you have a platform. Yeah, your platform is growing. You got X number of followers. But let me go ahead and bring you back down and bring you to reality. Mm-hmm. And I think that's inevitable. And so, you know, there's been, and Farrakhan has had some things to state that has been quite interesting when he talked about Kanye. He said, did you really have $1 billion if in one night you lost it?
Yeah, the next day you wake up and you broke.
You broke. He said, did you really have $1 billion when that transpired? That's a powerful statement. That what is our belief system when we talk about riches and wealth? It's in the mind of the beholder.
Right.
So when I look at what Kyrie, like I said, I was the first one to say, man, cat out here tripping again. You know what I mean? But again, I think that is a part of how we have been conditioned, programmed to think.
Brainwashed.
But you know what's so crazy, man? You know, and I look at this. Social media has now become the biggest influencer in the world.
Absolutely.
Because guess what? You used to have to go to school to take a communication and a journalism class to be able to put stuff out. Pookie and Ray live at 5 on their camcorder.
And do it well.
And do it well.
Do it well.
Yeah.
So now some of the things that I can keep quiet,
You can't.
now it's coming to the forefront.
But guess what? You're still controlled because you can still get kicked off.
So hold on. I'm gonna reject that. Let me tell you why.
You better ask Donald
You
Trump.
rejecting what?
No, I'm gonna tell you. Donald Trump got rejected. Guess what? He back on. He's back on Twitter.
Yeah, because it's an election year.
So
Because it sells.
no.
But that's why.
But the hypocrisy of the BS that he spews.
Sure.
That's racial, anti-Semitic,
Sure.
against homosexuality. He against broke people.
Sure.
If you ain't got green, he don't know who you are.
If I have a newspaper,
Opportunity.
if I have a
you are a
newspaper,
voting block. That's
if I have a
different.
newspaper, which is social media, oh, he's running. Okay, let's turn him back on.
So-
This is good for sales. This is good for views. This is good for hits. Tom, I'm gonna bring it back to what you said real quick. G. I'm gonna bring it back to what you said because when you said stay in your lane, it made me think about early '90s, late '90s rap music. Right? You got Lil J with Rap A Lot Americans. You got Suge with Death Row. You got Puffy. You got and those guys got together and they tried to create a distribution system.
Yep.
And that was not happening. That was not gonna pop off.
Turn them
Prince
against
too.
each other.
Prince too.
That was-
And
And what
I
happened?
think
He turned them all against
Yep.
each other, and
Yep.
every last one of them got federal cases put on them
Right after that.
right after.
So you got a brother that snitched on
See?
the situation,
allegedly.
bro.
Hold on.
Didn't nobody know about it?
Hold on.
Gee, didn't nobody know about it?
Who backs all of these people? Let me
I
ask you.
already know that. I already know that. And guess who popped off behind it?
Hold on. Can they also move and operate the way they move and operate?
Without? Nope.
Thank you. See, this is what I'm trying. People are so gullible, and this is what they count on is for us to be just that gullible because we're looking at straight dollar signs, a way out.
Absolutely.
And when you get some of it, they get all of it.
Yeah.
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 This is why you go out and apply your trade. You've got to go do shows to make money, concerts. When I, as a record company holder, right, on the NBA, I own the entity. I have your masters. I have your team as a team owner.
When you make
are
money,
a big
I make
player. So guess what? When you go and they're using your music, my music in what commercials?
Movies,
Who's
whatever.
getting paid?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But when Tom said,
I was a
when,
part of
when
that.
you make money, I make a lot of money.
Well, and wait a minute, and not just you, because I got 80 of you. You know, so all of y'all making money. I'm getting paid.
because I own the roads.
But it all comes back to one thing. Why is it that they're so afraid of a Kyrie, of a Yee? It doesn't matter what your personal beliefs are, because I have my personal beliefs about Kyrie. I have my personal beliefs about Kanye. I don't know, but one of his songs, I know musically, he's right there. I mean, he's right there.
He's genius.
But
I think
he's
so.
not a guy that I'm gonna go buy his music. I don't listen to him per se.
I think when you look at companies like Nike, and I think they want to distance themselves before further fallout. You know, they don't want to like look. We killing it on these shoes. We killing it on these Jordans. We don't want people starting to protest that we supporting Kyrie behind this, because the first thing they do when somebody get in trouble, they start looking to see who's behind them. You know, who they still got contracts with.
Listen, if this is your Universal, your Nike, your Facebook, I'm someone else. Just like we're in this room, somebody mess with y'all, they got to see us.